All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakodash, double honors to our apostles, a great millstone that rule with honor and with diligence. Honors to you, brothers out there pushing this truth, and love and sincerity to wake up the elect. Peace be to the elect and their families, those that change according to the word. Calling on names Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So peace be unto you. Also to the sisters listening and learning. Peace be unto you as well. You know, last night I had a very lucid and vivid dream, that I wanted to, share, with you, Akim, you Akwath. We're living in very serious times, man. At this point, anything could happen at any time that could change the way, life is for everybody here. We're living in a time where, a major event could happen at any minute, but, in this dream, I was, it was me and the brother Zakar Hassad from the Bloomington camp. It was me and that brother, and we were standing outside talking. We were in one of our old neighborhoods in Gary that was called Delaney Projects. I don't know why we were in that setting. Because that place has been torn down years ago, but we were standing on the street that we used to hang on out there. We were standing, and I don't know what we were talking about, but he was facing me, I was facing south, and he was facing north, and behind him I saw an explosion go off, and the explosion it looked fairly small. It was just a little mushroom cloud that was going up in the air, and I said, "Look, bro." And he was like, "Damn." He was like, "Man, I see it." And this explosion just kept getting bigger and bigger. It just kept, like, things just kept blowing up, and it, at first it was like, it's a good distance away. I think we might be all right. The mushroom cloud didn't exceed too high into the heavens. So I was like, we might be okay, but I remember this explosion started expanding bigger and bigger to the point where we were standing there. Everybody that was around us just started running in every direction. It was pretty much chaos, and we were just standing there pretty much just watching this explosion get bigger and bigger, and I remember I was like, man, I said, this is getting pretty close to us. So I prayed. I said, Lord, please don't let us die in this explosion. Watch over us. And and I prayed that prayer, and eventually this explosion is stopped, right? And it was just a whole big area on fire, and everybody was freaking out, like, oh my God, oh no, what's going on? And me and the brother, we were standing there, and like in my spirit, I was wanting to laugh. I was wanting to start laughing. And the brother the brother turned around and looked at me and bust out laughing. And and we were both laughing. We were both laughing because we knew what was going on, man. We knew that, like, yeah, the Lord said eventually he's going to touch this place, man. This place is not going to sit a queen forever. you know, you know. But we started laughing, and we were looking around at all the people going crazy. You know, one part of the scene, the lady was walking the baby to the car, and the baby wasn't walking fast enough, so the woman just started dragging the baby. And we was cracking up laughing, you know, at what was going on, and everything that was going on. There was cars lining up at the gas station. There was like a line all the way down the street for cars going to the gas station. You know, people were freaking out, you know. And you know, I took that as, you know, when all this hell break loose, you know, the Lord gonna put a spirit of you know, of comfort, of a spirit of comfort on us, man. Like, we not gonna be afraid like these other people are, man. You know, but all this shit's going on, and you know, me and the brother, we just standing there talking like we was like, yeah, the Lord, man. We told these people, man. We told these people the Lord was gonna do something. We warned these people. You know, now look at them now, and you know, we laughing, and then like, I remember all of a sudden, all of these military trucks start rolling up. You know, start rolling up real fast, and you know how a truck rolls up fast and stops on brakes so hard that you can hear like that squeal. And all these military dudes started jumping out, you know, and they were grabbing all kinds of equipment out of these personnel carriers. These you know, they used to call they call them HEMTs. They were grabbing these big boxes out, and they were running wire from junction boxes. That were like, you know, like the junction boxes that be sometimes next to the street lights. It's crazy because I'm looking at one right now across the street from my house. You know, they were hooking up all kinds of cables to these junction boxes, and they were pulling what looked to be they were pulling what looked to be remote I don't know what kind of guns they were, but they were guns that were on top of a box. They were like you know, guns that you can control by remote. And they were also pulling out like these little satellite looking things. You know, it looked like a satellite on the back end, but it extended out on the front. It's kind of hard to explain. There was like 3 arms that extended into a point in the front of the satellite. I don't know if it was like some type of sonic weapon, but you know, we were standing there, you know, and we was looking like, and we wasn't afraid, man. Like, and like the military dudes were like, you know, they wasn't like oppressing us. They wasn't telling us to, hey, get in the house. And, you know, we was just standing there while all these people was running around. It's all kind of chaos. Now it's military trucks. It's soldiers are running wire to this place and that place. And it's just like all kind of shit going on, you know. And we were asking the soldiers like questions like, what is that? Is that deck cord? Or it's like, these are power cords. They was cool. They was like telling us, you know, that no, we have to power all this equipment up. It's for your protection and you know, this and that. And you know, and we was just looking like, we was looking at each other like, man, the Lord is doing it, right? So in the midst of all this chaos, my phone rings. You know, I pick up the phone, and Apostle Ramlab's on the phone. He said, yeah, brother, we heard about what happened, We was checking on you brothers. I was like, I'm with the brother. We saw it. I said, we saw it. I'm all excited. Like, we saw it. We was looking right at it when it happened. Like, people are going crazy. It's military out here. And he had the Elder Apostle Tahar on the phone. And Elder, I remember hearing Elder Apostle Tahar said, "Calm down, brother. Calm down, brother. Tell me what's going on. What's going on? What happened?" I said, "Yeah, there was this huge explosion." I was like, it looked like, it may have leveled like a whole city, a distance out. And I was telling them everything that was going on. I was like, yeah, people are running crazy. It's military trucks out here. I was like, man, they setting up all kind of equipment, and I was telling them everything that was going on. And then all of a sudden I heard like Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Tahar get excited, like, yeah, man. He said, man, this might be it. He said, we might be out of here. We might be out of here soon, brother. We might be out of here soon. He said, yo, watching me outside doing this thing. He was like getting amped up, And I had him on speakerphone, and me and the brother, we was like, yeah, we was getting, we was all getting amped up, And while he was talking, in the midst of him, getting excited on the phone, him and Apostle Ramla, they was on the phone. They was like, yeah. They was getting amped up, and and I remember, the apostle, like, he said they probably don't know who did it. They let all these people in the country. He said, man, this might, he said, they might push the Karagma. They might push the Karagma after this. He said, you brothers be ready, man. You brothers be strong, man. You brothers be ready, man. And after he said that, I woke up and I was like, wow, man, like, the dream was, it was like kind of a scary dream, but at the same time, I felt good. I felt comforted. I felt protected. I felt like the Spirit of the Lord was with us, man. I felt like, everybody else was running, scrambling, jumping in their cars, packing stuff, putting stuff in the trunk, and me and the brother was just standing there laughing, and like hearing that excitement, and and Elder Apostle Tahar and Elder Apostle Ramla's voice, we was getting amped up. We was like, yeah, this is it, man. We got to be ready, bro. Like in my mind, I was like preparing myself, like, yep, hey, this might be the last hurrah. And then I woke up, and I was like, man, woo, that was it was a heavy dream, man. I hadn't had a dream like that, as lucid as that in years. I used to have them all the time. I used to have like real lucid dreams, the dreams that seemed to be real, but this dream, it felt real, like I could, like, it was like when I was waking up, it was like I could still smell the smoke, the burning from the smoke in that dream, and I woke up, and I was like, man, I gotta, the first thing I did was, I took a few mental notes, and I was like, man, I gotta do a lesson and share this with the brothers, man. Like, because what hit me in that dream, what struck me in that dream, that comforted me was all this shit, all this hell was breaking loose. And me and the brother, we was calm. We was smiling and laughing. We was excited. And then, like, I was so excited, when the apostles called, I was on the phone, like, I was hyped. The apostle had to tell me, like, calm down. What's going on? Tell me what's going on. And I was giving him like a situation report, telling them everything that I saw that was going on in the background. And then then apostles got hype on the phone, man. I woke up, from that dream, even though it was a horrifying dream, you know, I felt good, man. I woke up feeling good. Like, yeah, you know, and I believe like what the Lord was showing me that like when all this hell started breaking loose, he gonna put a spirit on us to be calm. Like while everybody else is freaking out, bugging out, everybody else, like people were pushing people to the ground. We were just standing in the midst of all this stuff. We were just standing there, pretty much just smiling and laughing, like, and all hell was breaking loose. So I believe that was the Lord showing me that, like, in the midst of all this hell that's about to pop off, he gonna put a spirit of, he gonna maintain our spirits, man. He gonna put a calm spirit on us, man. Of course, I was hyped up, man, because I'm, like, we in this truth, man. Every day here in this captivity is a vexation to us. Every day here is like, oh Lord, when is it gonna stop? So when that hell broke out, it was like a release. It was like, man, like it was like a relief in the spirit, And then, and then hearing like how excited the apostles was on the phone, like, it was like, man, I was amped up, man. I woke up amped up from that dream, man. So, I just wanted to share that. I want to share that with you, Akim, you Akwaf, man. Like, look, man, like, hey, in these times that's coming, man, like, we not to be fearful. We not to be tripping and tweaking out like all these other people. The Lord is gonna put a spirit of composure on his saints, man. Everybody else was screaming and panicking, and we were laughing and excited. I remember a few people stopped and looked at us like, what the fuck is wrong with these niggas? They lost it. And we just looked back at them just laughing. Like, look at them, look. Like, this nigga here, we know what's going on, man. You niggas don't know what's going on. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. We not to freak out like all these other people, man. The Lord gonna do something, man. The Lord about to do some major things, man. Shit is about to pop, man. Like I that's another thing I felt. I felt like, something like this place is gonna get touched. Something, I feel like, this is something that could really happen. So, hey, man, prepare your minds, make sure that you're doing those things that are pleasing in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushai before we come into these times, man. Make sure that you're being sincere, because the eyes of the Lord are 10 times brighter than the sun, man. You can't escape being wicked, man. You can't escape judgment, man. So if you really about this truth, be about this truth, serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua with gladness, man, that he gave you this knowledge, man, but, I ain't gonna keep, rambling on about it, but man, I was pumped up. The apostles was pumped up, man, in a time of complete chaos. All of us were pumped up in the spirit, man. So, hey, that's pretty much it. With that, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Kwakadash, double honors to our apostles, honors to you brothers. You sisters out there listening and learning, man. May the spirit be with you all to keep you in these times that we're living in. Shalom.